Hey, everybody, welcome to the first ever 1035 Kiss FM single ball. My name is Fred, and I am one of your hosts today. And I want to thank my friends at My Custom Heart and Movo Wine Spritzers. And I intend to drink all of these at some point during this thing today, but there they are. And I want to welcome the star of the show. He's our co-host today. He's extremely famous if you watch The Bachelor and various other things. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Viall is here. Thank you for doing this, Nick.
Thanks for having me, Fred. Extremely famous is a stretch, but thanks for the plug.
You are very famous as far as we're concerned. Did they send you any product? Am I the only drunk person, or am I going to be the only drunk person?
Jealous? No, I unfortunately I haven't had the benefit of having all that Movo.
Well, we'll get it to you, but of course, it's enjoy responsibly. What I'm going to be doing over here today. So I have to ask you about The Bachelor. Would you recommend anybody ever do that? Because you were a contestant and then you were the Bachelor. Should anyone ever do this?
For sure. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, it's a way to find love, kind of like, walking outside is a way to meet someone. I don't know if it's the way to meet someone. Like, anything's possible. So it can certainly work out, but I don't know if it should be anyone's last resort or first option.
Is it hard to, is one of the reasons why some of these relationships don't work out on that show, is it hard to sort of live a real life after you've lived a month or whatever it is of helicopters and, the Swiss Alps and, presidential suites and whatever else? Is it hard to get into a real pattern after that?
Actually, it has more to do with the fact that you just have such limited time, even with the people you spend the most time with. So it's kind of a guessing game at the end. It's just a huge leap of faith, right? So whoever you end up with, you're basing it off of very little information and a lot of intangible chemistry, and sometimes you get it right. And oftentimes, it's like any relationship, there's the honeymoon phase, you get excited about someone. And then 6 months later, you're kind of like, you are an entirely different person than I thought you might be. And, and that's just life.
And then two technical questions that we all have on our show. The first, how do you remember everyone's name?
Well, I always get a kick out of all the conspiracy theories out there. One I've seen a lot recently is names on roses, which doesn't happen. And if that were the case, like, you would have proof. The Bachelor, the Bachelorette would be hanging out all these roses that the contestants would get with their names on it, and that would be kind of a big, well, I guess this guy doesn't really know my name. That would be kind of an admission of guilt. So that's not you actually spend a lot of time practicing their names, and you spend a lot of time with your producer trying to memorize their names at first, and you only have to remember 30 names. So you spend like that first night really making it a point of emphasis, and you go from there. But it's not as hard as people seem to make it think it is. It's just 30 names. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, it would be hard for me, I think. And yeah, we thought that there were maybe names on the roses, and then we heard that you guys filmed those rose ceremonies and set.
Every week, every episode of The Bachelor is probably, I don't know, 100 hours of footage condensed down to 90, 80, 100 minutes or something like that. So there's really a lot that people don't see.
So I know you're doing a lot of stuff now post-Bachelor, including your podcast, The Viall Files. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, The Viall Files is a podcast that, I host and have been doing for a few years now. It's primarily a lot of relationship based. It started with, just kind of conducting interviews with a lot of public figures and celebrities and experts. And then we have a show called Ask Nick, where it's just a lot of dating advice. Listeners call in and share their stories and their problems, and I'll give them my 2 cents. Sometimes I'll have a guest on there. And then for the past 3 Bachelor seasons, we've spun off just a Bachelor recap show for, gotta give the people what they want. So it's 3 different shows, and it's been a lot of fun, and I'm very grateful for my audience.
Yeah, a lot of people listening to that, and you can check that out on iHeartRadio and wherever you get your podcasts. But we are here to find people love today, and lots and lots of people are looking for your advice. They're looking to try and get themselves out there and figure out maybe a different approach than the one that they're taking to finding romance. And I want to welcome my contestant. I chose her from the thousands of people that that wanted our help today, and her name is Alex. So we got to bring Alex in. There's Alex. Hi, Alex.
So
Hi,
you chose her, Fred? What were the reasons why? What are your top 3 reasons why Alex is with us today?
Alex and I, we dated briefly and it didn't work out. So no, I've never met Alex. No, I've never met.
Right.
So very
never
mature
met.
man. Wow.
No, we've never met. No, Alex, I want to hear about sort of briefly your story and how it's a terrible question, but I mean, I suppose it's an interesting answer because it shows kind of self-awareness and other things. But why are you single? Why do you think you're here doing this now?
Yeah, that's a good question. Honestly, that's not really something I ask very frequently of myself because I like my life how it is now. I like being single. So I think that if I were to have a relationship with somebody, it would need to be something very special. So I guess
Do you ever
it's just
find, or
not
do you
really
ever
been a
think,
priority.
do you ever think the person? Oh, go ahead, Nick.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think that's a great answer. I think people apologize too often for being single. It's just like a weird thing people do. How old are you, Alex?
Yeah, I'm 29. I'm turning the big 30 this summer.
How do you feel about that?
I actually feel excited. So a lot of my friends have had their 30th birthday already, unfortunately in the middle of COVID, but it doesn't feel really any different for them. And I think that we're kind of taking the approach that 30 is going to be the new 20.
That's great. So as opposed to explaining why you're single, why do you feel like the dates that you've had haven't been something that you've wanted to invest in?
I think for multiple reasons. I think that, personally, if I go on a date with somebody, I'm not super interested in them. I try to stay open-minded and give it a chance, but, usually I guess it's maybe just kind of a gut feeling. And I mean, alternatively though, like I've been ghosted too, so it's just one of those things.
What do you do for work?
Are the dating apps, or is that the primary method for you? Dating apps? I feel like there's no other option, especially these days.
Yeah, I've been on Hinge. I've kind of not really been on it since this past fall. And I think just because of how things are, it's because I do go into work. I also don't really just want to expose myself to a ton of different people and the potential to get COVID. So that's been a factor for me, but also just not having a ton of luck on it. Like maybe I'll get back on it if things, change and stuff continues to open up this spring. So
when you are on the dating apps during COVID, what's kind of your process? Do you is it text for a while? Do you migrate over to text, or like do you set up like Zoom dates? Like what are you doing now?
I've never done a Zoom date. I don't know how I feel about that, but
what's your biggest reluctance for a Zoom date?
I don't know. I guess I should say I'm not like closed-minded to it, but I don't know. It's not something I've gone for whatever reason. I don't really have a good answer for that, but I guess in terms of looking for guys, I guess I kind of try to look for common interests, and I guess to see if like in any of their pictures, they are doing some sort of activity or something that I would enjoy doing, or they just like seem like a cool person.
So for the people watching, what are you looking for?
Honestly, just somebody kind, passionate, somebody who has goals, who like has, things they want to do in their future. And honestly, somebody who I think just enjoys life and the little things, who can be, laid back and chill. And somebody I think who likes to lead a healthy lifestyle for sure.
Okay, so for the people watching who want to slide into your DMs, I think we're putting Instagrams and things like that, making those available. Don't send feet pictures. Don't say anything creepy. Try and be a gentleman. Nick, what else would you say to these gentlemen, these guys watching who want to go out with Alex?
Who want to slide into her DM?
Yeah, what's the best approach? What's your advice when someone's going to do that?
Well, I typically think that if someone's interested, they'll reply. So like less is more. Don't give people a reason not to respond. I mean, like it's especially if someone's sliding your DM, I think you should have your Instagram open. Like if you're going to slide into someone's DM, you should make it a public profile. Like no one's gonna respond because of your little photo of like you and your dog and what you kind of look like. Looks do matter for people dating. Like let's be honest. And I think you just say hi, say something funny, make an observation about a post. Don't make it too much about looks. And if the people want to reply, they will. And then take it from there.
Okay.
Ask question. I think the best way to slide into someone's DM is to ask a question they might want to answer. If you comment on
Okay.
someone's looks, it's kind of hard to respond. Oh, you're so hot is a really hard thing to respond to. You can say thanks. I don't know where the conversation goes from there, but just ask a question, and if they like your face, they might reply.
If someone says that you're hot, just say that you know that already. That's the right answer. Okay, so Alex.
It's a guy. I don't know. I think people do that because they don't know what else to say. But I think whether it's DM sliding or on dates, if you people need to start asking more questions. It shows an actual interest in someone rather than a conquest of some kind. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Alex, we wish you the best. We're going to keep up with you on this and see how this goes. And I want to hear about any morons that say dumb things so I can embarrass them. Because
Alex,
we don't have...
Awesome.
I think you should definitely challenge yourself to do a Zoom date.
Okay.
Your benefits. Like at any moment you don't like the guy, your internet is busted. Like, especially like I hear all these stories from women. I get it. Like it sucks in a lot of ways from a dating situation. Like you go out, these guys might suck, and then you're at this whole dinner date or drinks, and it's awkward. You don't know what to talk about, and you have to be nice on a Zoom date. It's just like click, disconnect. They never find you again. And like it saves yourself a lot of wasted dates.
That is true.
Well, Alex, we wish you well. We wish you well. It is good advice. It's good. Oh,
you're not drinking alone
already too. Good. This is good. Shout out. All right. We'll talk to you soon, Alex. And Christy, the new girl from my show, The Fred Show. I don't really know how much advice I would take from her, but let's see. Let's see what she has to say. I know you have a single that you want Nick to meet too, so take it away.
Hi, I'm Christy. So I'm the new girl on Kiss FM. Thank you for coming to our single ball, our first ever single ball. Thanks to Mova Wine Spritzers. I've been killing these today. They're great. And we got Peyton here with Nick. Welcome, guys.
Hey.
Thank you. Hi. Peyton, when I first saw your profile, I got really excited because you are fiery. And I love that about you. So can you tell us like a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm 25. I went to school for interior design at Illinois State, and I moved to Chicago almost 3 years ago. Love it here. Love the city. Welcome, by the way.
Thank you. I just moved here like a month ago.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. I'm from a super, super, super tiny town. So when I moved here, it was like nuts, and I can't get enough of it. I love it. My family that still lives at home, all my friends, they're like, oh, I don't know how you do it. I'm like, I don't know how you guys do it.
So tell us a little bit about why you're single. I know I hate asking that and I hate saying it too, but like there's obviously a reason that you're joining this. You want to find someone.
Yeah. My last relationship, we broke up like a little over a year ago, and kind of ended the same reason that all of my relationships end. It's just like I am such like a giving, caring person, and the other person, it's just like I don't feel like I get like what I'm putting into it back, and I feel like that's kind of like a pattern for me.
Why do you
I always
think that is?
what?
So why do you think that is? Like what are you doing over and over in these relationships?
I don't know. Picking douchebags.
How long are you dating these douchebags before you like who's breaking up with who?
oh, they're breaking up with me. I'm too nice to break up with anyone.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I just think like kind of lately, especially like as like I got out of college and moved to Chicago, I like know what I want. And I feel like I like from the get-go, I'm like super honest and like putting like the respect and energy that like I expect someone else to put into it. And I'm just like not getting that back or really finding that with anyone.
Okay.
So I got a question. So
Okay.
I love what you said, like you know what you want, but the fact that they're breaking up with you says that you're not, it says that you're not enforcing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you should, because you know what you want, you should meet these guys, you know, go on a few dates, ask some questions. And as soon as you're not getting it back, like you should end it. But yet you're something in yourself is saying, I want to either change him or get him to do it. And you keep trying, and eventually he's just like, nah. And then you let them decide for you. But like you're the one, you know what you want. At least you say you know what you want. So like you have to just enforce it.
Yeah, no, I've definitely heard that before. So
He's saying dump the guys, Peyton. You got to act like a guy when you're dating, okay? If they're a douchebag, you be a douchebag. If they take 5 hours to text, you wait 3 days to text, girl. You were busy that week, you know?
Or you could just move on.
yeah.
Sure, but that's super boring. Okay, I think you should
Yeah.
play.
What?
Okay.
Come on.
Well,
You're telling me you don't like the chase a little bit?
I mean, I don't know. Are we looking for boyfriends, or are we just looking for like toxic situations that entertain us?
I have enough of those. I'm looking for a boyfriend now.
So yeah, it just depends. So what else? Like, what are you looking for in a guy? What ideally, who's not a douchebag, but like, what is attracting you about these guys that gets you excited?
I'm like a really like outgoing, like no filter type person. And I typically try to go for someone that like matches my like energy, or like I think I have a really great like solid group of friends here, and we're all kind of like very wild personalities. And so when I first start seeing someone and like after we go on a few dates and I start hanging out with my friends, like my biggest thing is I want to be with someone that can like hold their own. Like I don't want to go to like a party or like go to a bar and like the guy that I'm seeing has to be like a puppy dog at my hip. Like I'm having fun. Like they should just be able to entertain themselves. And I think sometimes too in like these relationships that I was saying about is I think I pick the guys that are like I need to like babysit them, and so I just get annoyed with them.
So how old are you, Peyton? Is like
25.
25. Okay, I thought we were like kind of similar. I creeped your Instagram and you seem like a really fun person. Did you do a couple shots before this? I heard you were going to.
Yeah, obviously I had to. I was nervous.
So you're a fun person who likes to do kind of wild stuff. And you're looking for someone like that, right?
I want someone who like is just as like crazy as me. Like I don't ever say no to anything. Like I love to go out. My entire group of friends. Like I would not live in the city if I didn't like to go out. But I just want someone that likes to have fun. Like I don't know. If I like text the guy I'm seeing and it's a Tuesday night and I'm like, let's go get hammered, I want him to say yes.
I like her. Peyton, thank you so much. Nick, if you have any parting advice that she could have, she'd probably love it.
And listen, you're clearly a catch. I think you're going to find a lot of guys who are interested in you. I think you just need to get better at being selective, because you like the fun, spunky ones, and that's what excites you about them, right?
Oh yeah.
But like they're hard to figure out. They're just as confusing. So just
don't. The fun, spunky ones are always the douchebags.
Well, listen, just don't. All you can really do is don't keep investing in guys who are confusing, and don't make plans. Like that's the problem. Like you're gonna get in trouble because you like the spontaneity of things, and guys who are interested in women will take the time to like make a plan, and guys who are like just looking to have fun will be like, hey, I'm bored, what are you doing right now? So
I want to make sure
you're a little bit of a pickle, but hey, listen, you're young, you'll have some fun, like, and until then I think you'll be fine. But I think you just have to get better at turning them down before you they turn you down.
Got it.
But I think you know.
Dump 'em fast.
What's that?
Dump 'em fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you for coming on, Peyton. Hopefully you get like 1,000 DMs and I can help you sort through those anytime.
Yes.
Girl.
Thank you guys.
All right. Best of luck.
Bye, Peyton.
Bye.
And coming up next, we got Jordan hopping into single ball.
It's time to unbox some things from my custom hearts.
Ooh, God.
And it will probably not come with a picture of me, but it could if you want.
Look at this. Oh my gosh, it's like a forever rose type flower.
Whoa, that's like next level, man.
Oh, bath bombs. Oh my God.
A nice little message in a bottle. This is cute.
They do things super custom. So this is my fiance.
So check them out, mycustomhearts.com.
Thank you, My Custom Heart.
If you have a significant other, you got to go to their website, My Custom Heart, and get this stuff.
Don't forget, you can get all these gifts. Just go to mycustomheart.com.
And welcome back to 103.5 Kiss FM Single Ball. I am Jordan, the Night Jock, here with Nick Viall and one of our eligible bachelorettes, Cameron Fink. Cameron, how are you?
Good, I'm great.
Awesome. Hey, tell us a little bit about yourself, because I loved your answers to our brief little questionnaire there. So just give us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 23 and I just graduated from the University of Alabama. I currently live at home, but I'm moving to Chicago soon. And yeah.
So you're not even in Chicago yet. You're getting ahead of the game. You're trying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like you're not a procrastinator. Not even.
Yeah, living at home is so great for my dating life.
Yeah. Where are you like a small town, like outside of Chicago?
No, I'm in Naperville.
Okay, yeah.
So outside of living at home, what would you say is the reason why you are still single right now?
Well, besides like the pandemic and like I just don't like dating apps, maybe I haven't found someone that matches my energy yet. So
what is your energy?
Yeah, describe that.
I don't know, just like fun, chill, likes to have a good time.
What annoys you the most about the dates you've been on? Like, what's one thing that really drives you nuts?
When the person you go on a date with, like if you go to a restaurant and they're not like nice to the wait staff or the person serving you, like that just tells you basically all you need to know about them.
Have you had a boyfriend before?
I have, yeah.
Why did that end?
Just we were long distance.
Okay.
So that was hard, and just I knew he was moving, so I was just like, we should just save the tears and just end it now.
Gotcha. Do you have a physical?
How long did that last?
It was only like 8 months.
Okay.
So.
What's your?
You get me.
What's your physical type? Like what? What kind of guys you generally are attracted to at first? Looks wise.
Looks wise, I mainly go like dark hair, dark eyes. I like tall guys, which is not that hard because I'm 5'3". So as long as they're taller than me, that's great. Just like kind of fit. They don't have to be like super jacked, but yeah, and guys that have like really nice style.
So like basically any guy who knows how to wear a t-shirt.
Yes.
I'm just teasing. What do you like to do for fun? Are you a social person? Do you like going out, or are you more of a homebody?
I can do both, but I really like to go out and get drinks with my friends, and I like to work out. I like to do like yoga or like lift weights. Paint, not that great, but painting's kind of fun. And
so would you say that you're looking for a guy who's doing the similar stuff, working out to some degree, going out, having somewhat of a social life?
Yes, definitely.
In your questions, you said that dating apps make you want to stab your eyes with forks. Mainly one of the reasons I chose you. Describe some of the experiences you've had on dating apps? Is this something that is it the guys you're currently matching with, or why is it that brutal?
I don't have it. I don't have a dating app right now. Like, I'm not on one right now, but when I was, just like some guys, they're either like really, really creepy and you're kind of like, or they're really, really nice, but then like, I don't know, just meeting on a dating app, you don't get, most of the time you don't get past like the texting or like just messaging each other on the app. Like sometimes it just like ends. So you have all these people, but then like, it's just smaller and smaller and it's kind of hard. And yeah.
Do you prefer the guy to always make the first move, or are you okay with sometimes suggesting things move forward?
Preferably, I can't say that word. I would like them to make the first move, but I would if I wanted to.
Has there ever been a guy that you've met on a dating app where you were like?
Yeah, there has been a couple.
What happened with those?
They just, they work out for a little bit and then, just it ends.
Well, that's okay. Yeah. I mean, are you looking like, do you want to settle down soon, or it's like you're moving to a city, you're young, like you're just kind of maybe just a guy to hang out with for a while?
Yeah, I definitely don't want to settle down yet, but I would just like to make friends and like have someone to like hang out, go out with, like just chill with.
Okay.
So something pretty casual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're a guy out there looking to have a good time who likes to wear a shirt now and then and sometimes works out, I think you should slide into
Cameron's DMs. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Cameron, thank you so much for joining us. We wish you the best out there. I'm sure a guy with a shirt is going to come your way. Keep those DMs open. And yeah, I wish you the best of luck.
Congrats on your move. You'll have a lot of fun. Just great. I think you should be a little bit more open-minded with the apps. I know they're discouraging, but
I'll try. I'll try.
It's the most effective way to meet people these days. And they're, quite honestly, they're just like DMs.
That's true. That's true.
It's all technology.
I'll give it another try just for you.
All right, give it a shot. I believe
there we go. Sweet. Thanks, Cameron.
All right.
Yes.
Bye, Cameron.
Bye.
Awesome. Special shout out, by the way, to My Custom Heart. They make awesome gifts like this. Up next, we got Paulina coming in.
Hey, what's going on? It's Paulina here from The Fred Show, and it's our 103.5 KISS FM Singles Ball. And big shout outs getting through this whole thing. Can you see right here? I got Movo wine spritzers. And, first things first, for those asking about my background, I did the hearts here because in Chicago, we used to go to this place every Valentine's Day around then to a place called Magic Photo. Little throwback for you right here. So I thought, why not bring Magic Photo to the singles ball? So just gotta, say that first. And before we bring in Anthony, I just want to say hi to Nick. How's it going?
Good, Paulina. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here with you to give some advice and probably take some advice too, to be honest. I'm in a new relationship, so I could use all the advice in the whole world.
Are you?
Believe me. Yes, brand new, like very brand new. So it's exciting.
You just met him, or you just defined the relationship?
We defined the relationship about a couple months ago. So we are very official, I think.
That's a big step these days,
Oh yeah, I haven't been in a relationship since I was like 20, so this is a big deal. And I gotta bring in Anthony now. Anthony, how's it going? How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you guys doing?
Good. How you doing, Anthony? Are we all wearing pink? I like that. Look at us.
We got the pink vibes today.
Yeah.
That's amazing. On Singles Ball, we wear pink. That's so cool. I love it. So Anthony, tell us a little bit about yourself. I did read your profile. There were a couple things that stood out to me, especially with somebody who's, really looking to find that partner, to find that love. And I thought that was so beautiful. So tell us about yourself first.
Thanks. Yeah, this is crazy. So I'm Anthony. I'm 29. I live in Chicago. I live in Lakeview.
Okay.
I've been single now for almost 2 years. It's probably like the last time I had a serious relationship. So I've just taken some time that I needed, but now I'm ready to get back out there.
Awesome. What do you do for work?
I work in public relations at a creative agency.
Very cool. So what
Very
what,
cool.
what are you looking for in a partner?
Just like honesty, ready for a commitment. I'm going to be 30 in a few months, so I think I've just taken time that I needed to do like the dating thing, but I want something a little bit more serious. And I think just the issue that I've had a struggle with is just like the gay dating scene in Chicago is just can be a little bit messy, and they don't really like to prioritize commitment. So that's the issue that I've had just over the years.
I totally get that. May I ask, where do you meet? Obviously, this answer could be different just because of, the pandemic and everything. But typically, where do you meet people that you start dating?
Yeah,
Potential.
it's obviously with the pandemic, it's been hard, but I guess traditionally in the past, mostly just out at bars, which is probably not the best place, but the dating apps are, kind of not the best place either. So it has been tricky, or just, through friends that have suggestions. So kind of a combination of that.
Yeah.
I'm curious about your last relationship. You kind of imply that it might have been a bit of a hard breakup for you.
Yeah, I've had a few rough ones. The last one more so just we weren't compatible. And the other ones just like people, like I said, have commitment issues. So if when cheating comes into play, it does take a toll on a person. So that's kind of something else that I've had to overcome too over time.
Yeah. One thing for sure that I would definitely suggest, and I'm big on, is just like healing, in the sense of, we've all been screwed over to some capacity. I think some more than others, but I think one thing for sure is that I feel like, if you feel like you're ready to date, do, but if you're not, kind of take that step back and maybe don't. That'd be my opinion on that. But one thing I did also notice too is that you said that you're looking for a serious relationship. Do you make that, I'm just curious, do you make that known in the beginning as well? Do you tell them straight up?
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
used to
not to be
I would
so
never.
aggressive, like up front, right? But I think like in my dating profiles, I mean, obviously I want, somebody to be a little bit more serious, but I have no problem just keeping it casual from the start, until it gets to a point where I'm like fully realizing that this person could be like the one that I want to enter a relationship with, then I'd bring it up. But yeah, I don't know.
Nick, do you have any advice on that? Because I think that's a really big deal about being upfront, and not necessarily the first day, not the first minute you talk to the person, but at some point in the beginning of interaction, to sort of make it known. I feel like that's important, because if you're not, aren't you being led on if the other person maybe isn't looking for the same thing? That's my opinion.
Yeah, and listen, I think nowadays people often confuse being direct with sounding crazy. I don't think there's anything wrong with being direct. It doesn't matter if someone says you're crazy, because they, that's we often like we'll get defensive and we'll say something's weird or crazy because like we feel like we're being put on the spot. So I don't think there's anything wrong in a dating app situation or a first date of just letting someone know what you're interested in. Like there's a way of being direct without being aggressive. You can just be like, hey, like this is my situation. There's a balance of, you want to always be open, you're like, hey, I'm ready to date, and this is what I want. And I'm, it's like people want to find people who are willing to wait as long as it takes to find what they're really looking for. So like you can be open to dating and you want a long-term relationship, and if you don't find it next month, you're going to be okay, kind of thing, so that puts almost that kind of the onus on the other person to live up to your expectations rather than making sure that other one's like, you're living up to them. So it's just kind of a subtlety. It's just being very clear what you want. And I'm okay. I'm fine waiting for it. But in the meantime, I'm just kind of open to see what's out there. And I think that it comes across as a lot more confident, and it has other people trying to make sure that they are good enough for you rather than you worrying about whether it's good enough for them.
That is solid advice. And I suggest, Anthony, take that run with it. And, good luck to you in your relationships. I know you have a big heart and you're going to find someone one day. I can see that for you. And we're rooting for you.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you. And thank you, Nick. Again, thank you so much to Mobile Wine Sprinters. I think you can kind of see it here. And my boy Brady is coming up next.
See you, buddy.
Here we are, the first ever 103.5 Kiss FM single ball, and it's awesome to do this. Having been single for most of my life, I know the pain that is going on with our, not contestants, but our singles here. And special shout out, we got to do it here. My Custom Hearts. I know my fiance is going to be excited. Oh, you got one too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, I got the teddy bear with the roses and the heart with the. Did you get the bath bomb?
Yes, I did.
Can't wait to take a bath later. I also got Rachel's gonna love this picture of me.
That's aggressive.
Nick, those are my abs. Those are definitely my abs, not Mark Wahlberg's. Well, anyways, so here we are. Here's the deal. We did this single ball because we know how excruciatingly painful it can be to be dating and not finding the right one, and you're looking for something. So we brought in, to make this whole thing credible, the expert, Nick Viall. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. And here is my single. Her name is Mo, and she's fiery and she's awesome. And the reason why I picked her, Nick, just to read you an answer from her, she said she is the two words that stuck out to me. She is a badass, independent woman. Hello.
Well, Mo, why are you a badass? I mean, not that I doubt it, but I would love to hear more about why.
Because I'm just super confident in who I am. Maybe that's why I'm single.
Well, your confidence is not why you're single, but why do you feel like, what are some of the challenges you've faced with your past relationships?
I just know what I'm looking for. And so I just feel like it's been a little bit hard to find. Although I don't feel like my criteria is that strange, but
what is your criteria?
Okay, so basically it's really hard to find a guy that knows more about sports than I do. Trust me, guys try, right? They're like, oh yeah, I'll go watch like the Monday night game with you. And then I can like throw down like the entire starting like offensive line for like an obscure team. Like, don't come at me with your sports knowledge unless you got it down. So
do you think that's intimidating to guys?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I'm curious, but do you say it like that? Like, are you trying to emasculate them for not knowing as much about sports as you?
I mean, I probably don't say it quite like that, but I don't know. To me, like a really manly thing is like being into sports.
And that, I mean, so not only do you know a lot about sports, you want a guy is into sports. So it's not like opposite attracts for you.
Correct.
Okay.
So that's like number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I love to work out. Like I don't need like a swole mate. Like I don't need to go to the gym like with you and like be like grunting on the equipment together. I just want someone who like likes to go to the gym. We go together, you do your thing, I do my thing, and then like we leave the gym together.
Nick, it seems like Mo has a really like vivid picture of what she's looking for.
Yeah.
As opposed to the other singles that we talk to who are kind of just like, they're a little bit more open to certain things. And not that it's a bad thing, Mo. It just seems like you have a specific, detailed guy in mind. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, it's one of those weird things. You're kind of almost contradicting yourself a little bit, because like I think it's great that you love sports. I think it's awesome that you're passionate in sports. I think it makes a lot of sense that you want to find a guy who's also into sports. But in no coincidence, you seem highly competitive, which is great. But at the same time, I don't know, like, it's like you're so proud of how much you know about sports, but frustrated you can't find a guy. Like, do you want to be excited that you know a lot about sports, or frustrated that a guy doesn't know as much as you? You have to pick one. You can't have both. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you could like a guy who really likes sports, but also like it's okay that you know more about him. And also, like, if he doesn't know as much about you, let it slide. Like, it's okay as long as you both enjoy watching sports together. Like, you got to be careful not to compete with everything you do, and like competing with hobbies is it's a little dangerous.
Okay, true. That's a valid statement that I need to think about.
Just a thought. I could be way off base, but I don't know.
So for the guys that are watching this right now, Mo, right? So they see you, they want to slide into a DM. Obviously, the world is crazy right now. When Chicago opens back up, they're going to want to take you out on a date. What do you see that looking like? Obviously, there's probably going to be a Cubs game or something along those lines. But like what like give us an example of like somebody that you want that's interested in you right now that would want to do like on a night out with Mo.
On a night out with me, I'd love to just like go to a bar and like catch a game and just like be real chill. I don't need a fancy dinner. Like I'm more of a casual kind of gal.
Okay. If a guy were to, do you want a sports fan who, do they have to agree with your sports allegiance?
No. The only requirement, and if you're a Chicago person, you know this, you're either Cubs or Sox. You're not one, you're not both. So you have to be a Cubs fan. That is my only requirement.
So you like yes and no.
Well, you just eliminated about 40% of Chicago. So
hey, I've tried dating a Sox fan. It didn't work. So I know it's not going to work.
I will tell you though, from
the Cubs fan has to know as much as you do or more.
Well, I mean, no, taking into account what you just said a minute ago, okay. No.
All right. So if a guy were to slide into your DMs, would dropping some sports knowledge be exciting to you?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. But he better not get it wrong. Like, drop some knowledge and then
he can get it wrong. I'll just call him on it.
That's good. That could be playful.
Yes. Yeah.
What other passions do you have, Mo, other than sports and working out?
I like to read. I know that's like really nerdy, but I work for a publishing company. And I used to be a teacher. So reading is my thing. I read professionally and I read for pleasure too. So I like a good book.
Great. So guys, slide in. She seems like a very smart, very attractive and high passion sports fan, Nick. I don't think I've met somebody as like passionate about sports in quite some time.
I mean, I think it could be it's great. I mean, I think there's a lot of guys out there that wish their girlfriends would let them even watch games, let alone watch it with them. But yeah, it just want to make sure they don't want to like hate you at the end of it because but let a couple things slide there, Mo.
Okay. All right. Noted.
Right. No, I think this is great. I think you have what a lot of guys are looking for, and I'm glad that you took the time to jump on our single ball here, and great advice from Nick as well. So Mo, thank you so much. Keep us posted.
Will do.
Awesome. Well, special shout out everybody to My Custom Hearts. Go to mycustomhearts.com to get that perfect special someone, special something, and also to Movo. And I think I'm going to throw it over to the one and only legendary Showbiz Shelley at this point.
Hey, welcome back to our 1035 Kiss FM single ball. And thanks so much to My Custom Heart and Movo Wine Spritzers for being a part of it. And by the way, you can go to 1035kissfm.com/single to win a prize pack from them. But let's get to the reason we're here. First of all, hi, Nick. Thanks for joining us and doing all this today.
Hi, Shelly. Thanks for having me.
Hey, as a Bachelor fan, I'm super excited that you're here. And I must say, I'm also so excited, Alyssa, that you're here. Hey.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Hey, of course. So, Alyssa, I saw your profile and I felt like I could relate to you in so many ways. Can you give a rundown of sort of what you said and your story?
Yeah, so I am 27 years old. I had a career change a few years ago, which kind of put a damper on my love life. I really was focusing on myself, and I went back to school, got my master's degree, and I became an educator. And so for a while, I was really focusing on my school and my academics and putting my heart and soul into teaching and just becoming the best possible educator that I can. And my career change, I feel like, really shaped me into who I am today. And after all that, I'm like, wow, what am I missing? I'm missing love. So totally, this is where I'm at now, and I'm ready to, go to that next step now.
Have you been dating, or are you like literally just kind of getting started with the dating?
The pandemic has not helped, but I was definitely casually dating for a while. My last serious relationship, it's been a few years. So definitely dating around, but nothing serious right now.
Go ahead, Nick.
Oh, is it like doing dating apps? Like, what are you meeting through friends?
A lot of like friends of friends have tried to set me up, which has been good. I haven't really done the dating app thing, so I don't know. That might be my next step. I've heard good things from it, so that could be the next step, but I haven't yet.
Alyssa, I would say go for it. I met my fiance on a dating app, so I would say it's definitely possible. I know a lot of people have, so something to consider.
I've heard good things, so okay, we're gonna
Now, do you want to talk about, because something that stuck out to me about your profile, and I thought, Nick, you could actually kind of guide her with this, is that you said one of the reasons you've sort of had trouble in relationships is it's hard to let your walls down and to be vulnerable, which totally, I get that. I feel you. And Nick, I know you had to do that on like national television in front of millions of people. So, I mean, I don't know, do you have any advice for Alyssa, and kind of what's your plan, Alyssa, for that moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, could you be a little bit more specific on like, when you say I have a hard time letting my walls down, like, what do you mean?
So my last serious relationship didn't really end the greatest. We did long distance, and I think that really tested the waters. So like trust has been a really big issue, and trust like kind of was the end all be all with that. So I feel like since that relationship, it's been kind of hard for me to kind of take another step just because of what I've been through, and really, like you said, letting those walls down. And I'm a very outgoing person and super sociable. And I feel like when I'm around my friends, they're like, yeah, why do you have such a hard time like dating? And I think it's just when it comes time to like, okay, we're moving on to the next step, I'm like, oh, wait, I got to be a little bit more protective. So I don't know, just got to get better with that.
I'm guessing there's some things when you think back about your last relationship of like red flags you didn't pay attention to that you kind of let slide. That's my guess.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, so instead of like being a little bit more cynical with guys who didn't cheat on you, who didn't lie to you, just when next time those red flags show up, just pay attention to them and move on, as opposed to, ignoring them. Because like usually when we ignore red flags, it's because our ego wants to tell us that like no one would ever hurt us or do anything to us because we're awesome. But the truth is like it's not about us, and everyone everyone's annoying, we're all annoying. And you just so like that should like humble us a little bit, that like eventually we'll annoy people will annoy us, and you just got to put yourself out there so that people can get to know you, find out that you're a little bit annoying but they still love you.
I love all
in the meantime, you're going to strike out a lot. You're going to find a lot of people you don't like, and you might find some people who don't like you.
Right.
And that's dating apps. But I wouldn't blame a bunch of guys you've never met for something some guy did in the past. But just pay attention to the red flags when they come up, because they'll definitely come up again. That's the whole point of like having relationships that don't work. So you can be like, oh, I know what this is all about. And instead of like making excuses and asking, and think of all the reasons why he doesn't suck and why he wouldn't, you're just like, yeah, I know what this is. And it's not about you, he's just probably selfish, or, and you
I love that
advice. Thanks.
You just move on,
That's
you
a good one.
You just got to cut your losses faster.
True.
Move on. So Alyssa, real quick, just to run up, what are you looking for? Like for people who want to reach out, say hi to you.
So definitely someone who really is into their family and friends. I'm a big family person, so someone who would love to, be close to their family and spend time with my family and me spend time with theirs. I'm a really big Cubs fan, so that wouldn't be like the worst thing if they were a Cubs fan. And just someone who, loves to have a good time. Like I said, I'm a super outgoing person. I love to go out to eat and hang out with friends, and someone who's willing to do that with me and kind of be my sidekick for sure.
Nice. I see the W in the back, so I can see
Yes. I have my Cubs stuff hanging around. I'm in my classroom right now, so I have the flag hanging always.
Oh, awesome. Cool. Well, Alyssa, thank you so much for putting your heart out there and joining us for Single Ball. And Nick, that's some good advice. So we'll see what happens.
So much.
Yes, rooting for you. Of course.
Thank you. Nice to meet you all.
You too. All right. And up next is Rufio.
It's time to unbox some things from my custom hearts.
Ooh, God.
and it will probably not come with a picture of me, but it could if you want.
Look at this. Oh my gosh, it's like a forever rose type flower.
Whoa, that's like next level, man.
Oh, bath bombs. Oh my God.
A nice little message in a bottle. This is cute.
They do things super custom. So this is my fiance.
So check them out, mycustomhearts.com.
Thank you, My Custom Heart.
If you have a significant other, you got to go to their website, My Custom Heart, and get this stuff.
Don't forget, you can get all these gifts. Just go to mycustomheart.com.
Hey, it's Rufio from The Fred Show. Welcome back to our 1035 Kiss FM Single Ball. Shout out Movo Wine Spritzers. This is like, I don't know, my third one. So this might be pretty fun, this interview here. But got to shout out Nick Viall, who's with us from The Bachelor, giving us relationship advice. And I want to introduce our next single, Lisa. Hi, how are you? How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
We are good. So let's, I don't know how much I can help because I'm married with a kid. I've been in a relationship for, I don't know, I've been with my wife for 12 years. We've been married for like 3.5 years. So we'll see how this goes. That's why Nick's here to help me out. So Lisa, tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm 29 years old and I'm an elementary teacher and I teach 4th grade. And I'm excited to be here. I hope you guys can help me looking for love in the Chicago area. So yeah.
Why do you feel like you haven't found what you're looking for yet?
I think mostly right now I would have to blame it on COVID because actually my last serious relationship ended a couple weeks before COVID broke out, and it just felt like, wow, what a time to be a single gal in the city.
Did you end it?
Can't go anywhere.
Who ended it?
Who ended that relationship?
It was kind of a mutual. We were doing distance and it just wasn't working out anymore.
Okay. Have you been on a lot of dates during this pandemic at all?
No, not a lot. So I use you guys' help.
You benched yourself basically?
It feels that way.
What is your go-to way to meet people? Do you use the apps and everything like that?
I'm on some of the apps, but honestly, I don't know. I feel like I just haven't had much luck with that just yet. I just can't wait till we can start going out again and meeting people in person.
What's the biggest struggle you've had with apps? Like, they're not like there hasn't been one guy you've thought, ooh, I'd swipe right.
It's more, I feel like the conversation is lacking, or you have conversation with somebody and it just kind of like goes on and nothing really comes from it. And
are these only text conversations, or are you ever meeting up or doing Zoom dates?
It's just been text conversations so far.
Okay. So has there been any guy that you've texted a little bit and thought, I would want to meet him?
Maybe I would have to say it would be more like reconnecting with somebody that I knew previously, that I hadn't talked to in years. I feel like I've had more of that connection than with somebody new, but I feel like I'm at a point where I just want to start fresh and meet someone new.
Yeah,
What do you looking for?
Works with paper, so I don't usually not great to go back to the old comfortable way. Yeah, I mean, I would do more dating apps.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why. I'm surprised to find out how many people are reluctant to like take advantage of like, because like it was Zoom dates was never a thing before the pandemic, which even when you think about that almost sounds crazy because it's so convenient and it's such an easy way to like screen people, especially for women who like don't have to go meet a strange dude and have like a weird conversation. They can like have a 10-minute like Zoom call and see if it goes anywhere. There's only so much you can like get to know someone through text. You don't know their sense of humor, you know, their inflection, if they're sarcastic or not. So
and I feel like that's what's lacking at this point is it's a hard way to like feel somebody out and see what their personality is like. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but you got this thing called technology available to you, and you can just you look great, and you can chime on there and just like pour a glass of wine. And if a guy can't conduct himself on a Zoom date, he's definitely not worth getting a whole like drink or a meal of food with. So like, you know, like it's keeps the pressure off. And like I told Alex before, like if it doesn't work out, you just disconnect. Blame it on the internet provider.
Now, what are you looking for in a relationship?
I mean, feel like I'm looking for something more serious. I'm looking for somebody who is outgoing and has a good sense of humor and just is motivated in life and is positive. So I just feel like I haven't found that yet.
What are your physical preferences? Like, you blonde hair, long hair, beard, no beard?
I feel like I'm pretty flexible. I feel like for me, it's more the personality. When you get to know someone, someone could really win me over with their sense of humor. I can appreciate someone who can make me laugh.
And now what do you do for fun, so the guys could know?
Yeah, I love to go biking when it's nice out in the beach, and I love to travel, try new restaurants, try out new things, shopping, movies.
Okay, all right.
Have you ever responded to a guy sliding into your DM?
Have I ever responded?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think so.
I mean, hopefully it's going to happen a lot more after this.
I hope so. I'm ready.
Is your Instagram on private or is it public?
It is on private, only because I am a teacher and just to kind of keep that life separate from my work life.
Makes it hard.
Yeah, it's a balance.
Now, what don't you like in a guy? Like, what is your turnoffs?
I would have to say somebody who is like super negative. I think dishonesty is a big deal breaker. I feel like if you don't have trust, you don't have anything. So I know we all go through things, and I think just being honest is the best thing.
What's a little thing, like something that might be normal for someone else, but you just aren't into it? Because like everyone says, of course you want a trusting, reasonably funny guy who's not going to cheat on you. I mean, but like, what are some things that you're like, hey, I don't know, just not for me?
I would say this is kind of weird, but I'm a really organized, neat person. So if somebody was like messy, I don't think like long-term that would be a deal breaker for me.
Okay.
So now we're getting specific.
No, we're running out of time here, Lisa. Come on now. So, I mean, before we let you go, is there anything you want to say to everyone that's watching out there that possibly could slide in your DMs?
Just that, I don't know, I'm excited to meet you. Don't be afraid to reach out. I know I can be a little shy and timid to get to know me, but it would definitely be worth it.
Is there any kind of like schoolgirl teacher thing, fetish, possibly involved in the future?
No.
It just seems a little bit more reserved. That's totally fine, Lisa.
I'm just excited to meet you both. I feel like I'm fangirling right now. Rufio, I listen to every morning. What? Yes, you guys are awesome. Your laugh is great. Nick, I'm a huge fan on The Bachelor.
Thank you.
I'm excited to be here.
Well, thank you for listening to the Fred Show every morning. Thank you for being a teacher to do what you do, and hopefully we could find you a love, through this single ball. So make your profile public if you can. I know you're a teacher, but hopefully you'll get some DMs coming your way. And the best of luck to you. Thank you for being with us today.
All right, thanks, guys.
Hi, Lisa.
Thank you. Thanks, Nick. And up next is the one and only Kaylin.
Hi guys, it's Kaylin. Welcome back to the 103.5 Kiss FM Single Ball. I'm here with Nick Viall. Nick, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm going last, so I've been enjoying this Movo. So I may be a little tipsy. Also, shout out to My Custom Heart for doing this. Derek, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. So tell me a little bit about yourself and why you decided to be a part of this wild single ball.
Okay, so I was actually on my way to work one day and I heard it on the radio and I just kind of applied for, shits and giggles.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really expecting to hear back. But next thing you know, I get a call from Jason and, he said that you guys were interested in having me on. So
here we are.
You're our only straight guy that we've had on. I think everyone did hot girls, and then we had a fabulous gay guy. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this straight man, see what we can do. What is your dating life like so far?
Pretty much non-existent. I haven't been really I don't really put myself out there all that much.
Okay.
I've only like my last relationship was back in 2018 and only lasted about 3 months or so.
Were you in love with her? Were you in love?
No. I see that was kind of one of those relationships where everybody in my life was kind of pushing me to go for something, try to find someone. And I feel like I was kind of forcing myself into a relationship that I wasn't really feeling, just to say that I kind of had someone in my life.
So have you ever had that feeling
Lollapalooza. Then I would go to like the Aragon Ballroom a lot for all sorts of raves. But I'm also kind of an oddball because I feel like I'm the only person who likes EDM and country music. So.
And Tiger King.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I liked Tiger King too.
Yeah.
So you asked Jason Brown if we were saving the best for last. Are you a little cocky, little healthy cockiness going on?
No, I'm actually really humble. So like that,
You both.
like, I just said that out of the blue, but
I'm totally messing with you. You can be
Yeah.
both things though. But I think girls like a little healthy amount of cockiness. I don't know. I mean,
not so much cockiness, more so confidence, I guess. But that it's a fine line that you kind of dance around. That
I feel you.
Yeah.
So Nick, do you have any other advice before we let Derek go?
I honestly think, well, we've spent a lot of time talking to a bunch of women who like the guy who takes the initiative. So I think if you just start asking them questions, it's like the simplest way to seem like you're taking the initiative, all while getting them to answer questions, and you get to learn about them. And then hopefully, if you're paying attention, it gives you follow-up questions. And the next thing you know, I would keep the deep stuff for like either Zoom dates or in person. It's really hard to do that stuff over text. A lot of things can be misinterpreted.
Right.
You don't know someone's sense of humor yet. So sometimes getting into the weeds of things, you need to like kind of understand like each other's preferences and senses of humor and sarcasm style. So I would maybe just like don't move things too fast. Once you start talking to someone, make sure you're at least on a FaceTime or a Zoom or something like that, or if not in person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Derek, how can girls get in touch with you if they do want to slide?
So either Instagram or Snapchat, really.
What's your handle?
My Instagram is just my full name, DarekWaz.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, thank you to everyone. Thanks to Movo Wine Spritzers and My Custom Heart. Thank you, Nick Viall, so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks,
All right, take care.